We are live.
Hello. Brenda is so
Yeah.
happy. Brenda is so happy today because
Yes. Last session.
all right,
No,
good
also
afternoon
because
everyone.
Christmas.
Because of
Yeah.
Christmas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Voices of Courage Asia channel, where we share inspiring life stories and practical strategies and tips to inspire and empower you to live a life of courage and significance. Now, I'm Lillian, and together with me are Brenda and Anita, my partners for
Hi.
Class Living, Social Enterprise, and Women of Courage Asia community. So both are women empowerment platforms where we contribute back to the community through a monthly empower meeting, trainings, mentoring, and community support. Now we started this channel with the Courage to Be You series based on my proprietary The Courage Coaching Blueprint, and now. And for the past few weeks, right, past few sessions, right, we
11
have
sessions.
been
Yeah.
11 sessions. Very good.
Mm.
We have been doing this mini series called No Parenting, No Perfect Child with Brenda. So, Brenda, can you introduce yourself to our audience? And
Hi,
then,
everyone out there. Have you taken your lunch or you are taking your lunch? Yes, indeed, Lillian is right. This No Parenting, No Perfect Child series has been running for the last either 10 or 11 series. Because personally, I'm a parenting education coach in my champs, as well as, for the last 14 years, I've been with many families, and that is where I learned along the way to be a better parent. None of us are perfect. Yes. That's why we cannot expect perfect child. Yeah. Yes.
very good. Yeah, the title of this mini series was given by Brenda. How about you, Anita? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anita. I've been in the background for the last 10 or 11 series. I was there, but not there.
Episodes.
Yeah, so definitely I'm a mompreneur. Definitely journeying with both Lilian and Brenda towards a better self, towards a better community, and definitely a very enriching platform, Class Living and both Women of Courage Asia, to empower women, both spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
Right.
Merry
Thanks.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes. Yeah. Today, Brenda is very excited because
Yeah.
this episode
It's
is
the
she'll be
last.
wrapping up this mini series. And Brenda, can you share with us, like, we do a quick recap, for those who have missed out on the past few episodes, like what are some of the topics that we have covered so far?
Yes, indeed. For those who has actually missed out some of the series or episode, what we can do is you can still go back to the video that is in the YouTube. So just summarizing, we started with talking about treasure. Remember, Lillian? We were talking
Mm,
about, um, where your heart is, there your treasure will be also, right?
yep.
Yeah, and then we follow with learning challenges and milestone of preschooler. That was where
Yes.
we believe that as parent, in parenting, it always starts as young as they were born. Yeah. So that's why we talk about the milestone, the learning challenges, as well as the mindset, the value, behavior of the
Mm,
children at preschool
mm,
age, and spending quality time with
yes.
children as a family, as parents together, and what are the boundaries for devices.
Yeah.
Remember? Yes.
Yes.
So
That's
we have
cyberbullying was
all these
happening.
guests, yeah, who came on as educator, parents who came into our YouTube live to share with our parents. Then we move into
Mm,
primary school. Primary school, wow, the topic is like we talk about PSLE milestone as well as love languages. Yeah, love language, and we talk about time management and the habits. And I think we have a guest, Wendy, give us very good tips like how to give allowance, how she actually helped the child to do saving. That was fantastic, right? Do you still remember what was the four that she
rest,
mentioned?
The acronym was
Yes,
WET.
yes, the acronym, right?
Yes, good student and
Yes,
listening.
yes. I remember you wanted to, you repeated. That's why when we repeat 3 times, we remember. Okay, and then we move on. Yeah, then we actually got Jason to talk about cyberbullying. Yes, cyberbullying. That was a fantastic topic as well. Then we move into the teenagers and young adults, where we talk. We have our little, not little. They are the teenagers who share about boy-girl relationship, sex, and then LGBTQ, overcoming, attempting suicide thoughts, others among the young adults and the teenagers. Then, last but not least, we have Claudia share about her research on anorexia, which a topic that both of us was like, wow, that we wanted to learn so much. So that was all a recap, and
Quite
hope
a
that
lot
all
of
these series,
topics.
yes, hope that all these series has indeed helped audience who have tuned in, or those of you who are still interested, you can still tune in to those video in the YouTube, and it has really benefited myself throughout all this, past series, which I'm not sure about Lillian yourself, hosting together. Have you
Yeah.
actually benefited?
Definitely. We, every conversations, we always learn something new from the conversations.
Yes.
And we learn from the experts, we learn from the students, we learn from the parents. Yeah, so it was a very enriching series for me. Thank you so much for willing to come forward to do this, to host this mini series. Yeah, so it really benefited a lot of us.
Thank you for forcing me. You know
Step
me.
out with courage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was really a step of courage. Both of you know, I always prefer to hide behind.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
congratulations, you survived. You survived. Yeah, and it was tough topics. I mean, I was watching, and it was pretty tough topics.
Yeah.
Thank you for your encouragement. Indeed, really, if without the encouragement of two of you and come into the YouTube together with me, I doubt I can go through this alone. I think I'll back out long ago.
Yeah, you did well. You did very well, Brenda. Yeah, so proud of you.
Thank you.
So, what are we going to talk about today then?
Today is the final the final
for
chapter
this mini series.
for this mini series. Okay, but we're not stopping to work. Okay, we're gonna continue. Okay, so today we are actually talking about still the final series for No Parenting, No Perfect Child is the role of parents in young people's education and career. So basically, what we're trying to talk about is that now we're moving all the way up to a point where they're old enough to make a decision if they want to continue uni or they want to start working. Okay, so and the role of the parents. So we three of us here are no strangers to young adults. The older they get, for some reason they have a lot of how can I say it politely, a lot of desires and decisions they want to make, but there is a conflict. So from parents' point of view, we still want to nurture them and guide them and think that we know best. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. So these are some interesting things we're going to talk about from a parent's point of view. So see whether we are on the right track, or are we helping or not helping our young adults or our youth today. So first question. Communication. More of telling rather than coaching?
Sorry, Anita. Before we go into that level, different level of communication, right? I mean, there's something that we notice is the development of our children when they were younger. Their basic needs. Their health, their what you call that? The different, like their food and all that. Yeah, those are areas that we put more attention, isn't it?
Yep.
Like we are like really very focused on making sure all these areas are being well taken care of, especially since birth and all that. But it has changed and shifted the weightage of those focus and attention may gradually changes and shifted. Yeah, and I do notice that, especially in the area of discipline,
Yes.
yeah, in the area of discipline, that ties into, the different level of communication as well, lah.
Yes.
How
Yes.
do we discipline our children? Also, we also see a change, right?
Yeah. No
Mm.
longer, military style, like what my dad would say. The military, you do as I say, and you say as I do.
My way or highway.
Yeah, my way or highway. Wow, you don't no threats. I stand corrected, but when they're younger, threats seems to be okay, but now at this age, if I do choose to to threaten, if there's such a thing, I just get a reply with eyeball rolling.
Yeah.
Walk
Don't even
away.
bother. Yeah.
You don't even bother and like speak to
Yeah.
the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
What are
different.
some of the ways that you implement or exercise discipline?
For myself,
Mm.
I've got daughters that are 19 this year and 17. The twin girls are 17. In terms of disciplining, it's no longer threats or, it's more of conversation. It's more about
Mm.
giving them cause and effect,
Mm.
consequences, and, then you make your own decision. So if I've given you the consequences, you still want to do it. Example, uh, there is a high need for social meetup after dark. Okay, there's a high need. Apparently, it's more important than sleep and eat. Okay, okay. So there's a need to go out at night. For some reason, fun starts when the sun sets. And in my family, yeah, it's true. Fun starts when the sun sets. But in my family, the fun starts when the sun is still up. So there's a conflict. I still tell my girls, 17-year-old, they're listening in, be home by 6:30, later 7:30. And there is a
Wow,
conflict.
that's
I know,
very
right?
early, right? That's
Yeah,
the earliest curfew I've ever heard.
yeah, but you go up as early as 5 a.m., I don't care. Okay. And that's when the conflict arises. That's where the conflict arises. So, in terms of disciplining, if there is a lateness, disciplining is not so much. There are times where they're late, kind of conversations, but you must text. You must text where you are, and lateness maybe the maximum is 1 hour. And honestly, they are genuine concern. Like one of my twins got lost in Suntec and didn't know how to come back. she,
So
she,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, so if they break that rule, how do you implement the discipline? How do you discipline them if they break your ground rules, family rules, whatever rules, family rules? Yeah.
Okay, for me, I'm still thankful. I still have a say, so there'll be a nice nagging session. I've perfected the art, okay. But what happens is that then I don't take away benefits and privileges but my girls do reflect and they do understand that these are the ground rules and they still push boundaries, but it's not often that they break it. Then it means that
Oh,
next time when they do
wow.
ask permission, then I'll be more hesitant. And I say, hey, remember the last time, huh? You
Right.
know, yeah.
For
So
me, I think the I see that the shift in the discipline is, like when they were younger, I give them time out,
uh,
like sit at the chair, depending age appropriate lah. If it's
mm-mm,
like 2 years old, 2 minutes, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, and if they break certain rules and all that, so like talk, yeah, get them, communicate with them. So, but of
mm,
course, because we are going to talk about a different level of communication, right? So the communication in the area of discipline is also not just scold, beat. There's yeah. I, I I'm not the type that will beat the
yeah.
kids lah, but I will, yeah, like we say, we will have to perfect our art of quote unquote nagging. But yeah,
Mastery,
it's
mastery.
helping them to understand what they did wrong
Yeah,
and what was the consequences of it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. How about you, Brenda? How do you discipline your kids, and how does it change over the years?
Well, I really enjoyed hearing both of you to share the journey of the disciplining. It reminds me of whenever I do parenting talk, I talk about the 4 parenting style. So that is where I always related my own personal experience to the audience, the parents that are attending the workshop. Because even as I reflected, right, how I discipline them, it has to do with my parenting style. So when they were younger, I always use the more authoritarian, my way or highway, like what Anita was mentioning just now. Because it could be also because during those times, I feel that I need to exert authority on them and don't give them too much freedom, And my punishment was crazy. I double out stroke. Okay, unlike you, Lillian, you don't cane. I have to cane because that was what I was taught to. If I don't cane, I spare the rod and then spoil the child. So I use that. So if you do double, let's say this time you repeat the same mistake again, I double the stroke. I ever gave a child 60 stroke before.
Wow.
Double till 60 stroke. Yes. Yeah, that was me. I see, you see, Anita, shocked again yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Today, shocked again.
This is coming from an early childhood educator, okay?
Yeah.
But we don't judge,
Then I was not an educator. Yeah.
But
Okay,
we don't
so
judge.
then eventually I stepped into permissive parenting as my third child came along, because I felt that, that was not the right way to discipline children. But then I went into permissive, and then a bit more extreme, then allowing him to do what he wants and then spoil him. And then I went into, neglectful parenting, because that was where I went into my depression, where everything will chop already. Do what you all want, I don't care. So it's also no good, until, yes, I came to know that, yes, the more balance is the authoritarian, where authoritative, where I need to really learn from the different one, which are the ways, the even like other tools like love language all came into place already. As I read, I attend parenting talk, all this that will help me in my parenting skill, right? So I apply them slowly. So I must say that, yes, it's a journey that all of us have gone through as parents. One way or one stage or the other, we must have done an area of mistake. But as long as we're willing to attend courses, attend talks, even upgrade ourselves with personality, anagram, love language, whatever skill, then we can be a better parent. That is why today I'm very passionate about this parenting, because I've gone through the journey of making tons of mistakes. Yeah, so don't judge me, Anita. 60 stroke, forget. Okay, after
No,
this, forget.
nobody. I have done worse. I've done. I've flung out of course.
Yeah. I mean, talking about the person understanding, I mean, there are all these different tools, like, for me, the Enneagram and personality profiling tool is really, really very powerful, very, very helpful.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to their age. Now that our children are in
teenagers,
their young
adults,
years, right?
yes.
Yeah. So I find that this not only the tools, but because it helps to discover our own personality, our own communication styles, our fears and avoidance and all that. So it really does help in communicating with our young adults. And today's focus, I understand we are talking about their education and their career choices. How do we communicate with them in this area, especially because the decision making and choices that they're going to make? How do both of you communicate with your kids at this particular topic?
I for me personally it was easier to follow the norm. Like my eldest went to JC, so and I'm familiar with it. But when it came to the twins, there were two different people, and one didn't want the academic rigor. They said, I cannot be focusing everything on one exam and we're done. And she wanted the poly route. So it was how do you say it was a mindset for me to know that they are the experts in that sense, because the school has given them many talks. There were many career advisors. So in terms of I trusted them to be real, and say, I cannot do JC, I want to do poly, and this is the course that I want. And also as a parent, also I think we are at the age where we can see that they have so many more years to live, and this is just a small part in their education. So let's say they take the wrong poly course, example, or let's say they should have done poly instead of JC. For me, it's in the larger scheme of things. That's how I self-talk too, so that I don't get a heart attack and die, right? I self-talk and tell myself, hey, in the larger scheme of things, they still have so much more time, you know?
Yes.
Some people do that degree only at 30. You know, they're doing it at 17, 18, come
Yeah.
on, you know? So for that, that's how I pacify myself. So you make a decision, this is what you want to do, we support you. So that's
So you
how
have a lot of conversations with them.
we have, yeah. It
So
was
your way of communication,
it's just
the level of communication that you have with your young adults, your young adult children now is conversations and
conversation
discussions.
and trusting them that they are the experts in this journey.
Okay. All
So
right.
trust.
Thank you. Yeah. How about you, Brenda? How did you, see? But I know you had three. You both of you had three. So and understanding the um, relating it back to the different personality as well. Like, how does this play out in a different level of communication with your
Okay.
three kids?
Yeah, I have three. In fact, all of them are already working. Except one of my elder one is still studying uni course. So if I relate back, I must go back a little bit backward. Even before I know about personality, I think I was coming from the approach of the parenting style to respect their opinion, and at the same time giving them space to make mistakes.
Okay, so respecting their opinion and giving them
them space to make
space
mistakes.
to make mistakes.
Yeah, whatever decision I will usually not make decision for them. We talk, we discuss, and then they are the one that is going to make the decision. At the end of the day, we can only lead and come in as like a coach to give our little opinion, little advice, our experience, how, but I believe that, yes, like what Anita says, we trust them, very important. And one thing is I totally can let go in letting them make mistakes, even if it is a wrong career path. Yes, they have so many years to try and error. Thinking back about ourselves, we could have even tried more than 5 careers. And that's how, every career or even every faculty that they choose, even if it is wrong, it is a stepping stone to another better career to come.
Yeah.
Like myself, I didn't know why I went into printing firm. But then it is a stepping stone for me today that, today I know a little bit about printing. I know a little bit about paper and whatever. It can be a value add into our Women of Courage Asia when we need to print book to help the ladies to write their book. So things like this, it always become a stepping stone for another better thing that God has planned in future for us. So it's never wasted. Whatever course, whatever career that they have, they are going to try or they have tried. Although they said, Mommy, I think this is not for me, I'm going to change. Switch. Okay, up to you. So long as you know what you are doing, I'm always behind you, supporting you, beside you when you need an ear. So that is basically what my role is at the moment. Yeah, because they are already working there. And I mean, of course, I must always remind myself to ask gently, so what is your plan next, the kind of thing. It's like a friend really coming as a friend, but yet we do not lose, we must always remember our family rule and regulation, to have well manners, to greet, when you're not when you enter into the house, if you're not coming back or you are coming back late, yes, just inform. These are the very basic, even as a young adult, I always tell them, because they are going to be future parents. They want their children to do the same thing. So I always remind them that, will you want your children not to even inform you? Then please inform your daddy, mommy, despite whatever age we are. Yeah. So this is at my stage now. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that's really food for thought as well. Like respect. I really like what you mentioned. Respect their choices. I mean, as parents, we tend to want to like make the choices for them. Yeah, because like on one hand, we had our own personal experience, and we have made a lot of mistakes, like you mentioned. So the tendency of us trying to protect them.
Yes.
In the effort and intention of protecting them, we want to make decisions for them, but they are at the age where I think they really will appreciate that we respect their choices, and then be there for them when they make mistakes. We can remind them, like what you mentioned. There will be skill sets that they will pick up along the way of whatever choices that they may have, the career choice that they will learn along the way, the different skill sets, right?
Yes.
Right. Thank you so
We
much for
have
that.
a comment here from Jack.
Oh, yes, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
The ever talented compliance lady. There's no shame in going to poly. Each child is
different.
and need to give them. Why are we reading? You and me. Okay, Ari. And need to give them space to learn and grow their way.
Yes.
We are there to support and be there for them. The destination is what counts, and the journey that reach their destination may differ. Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Totally agree. I mean, for me, as what two of you mentioned, it is. I believe that we all have good kids, the three of us, right? Including Jack. Jack also got very good kids. And as long as the values are right, and the very fact they still want to go to school, they still want to study, and they still want to get a decent job. For me, as a parent, I think I've done well. I think I've done, because I think the three of us have helped out with juveniles, and we can see the difference. Yeah, we can see the difference. We can see the how do you say the challenges they face. The juveniles, the challenges they face. So for me, that was a good reminder actually, as to to really support our kids. I mean, they want to study certain things. Why not? Anything is just.
Yeah, I think that's where I feel that having of course, it's a privilege to have a parent that that's able to support you, coach you and all that. But like you mentioned, there are many young adults out there that grow up without parent support, or any mentors in their lives. So I think we want to appreciate our role as the parent as well, and to really take that responsibility in learning the different parenting styles, different tools that will equip us to be a better parent. So that we can connect better with our children, and then as they grow up as young adults. So coming back to like decision makings, right? I know there are a lot of different kinds of influences that will affect their choice, the choices that they make, right? So having communication and conversation with them is so important, so that we know what are the factors that they are receiving from all the different sources, right? Now you just Google, internet is so just so accessible. One of the area I think probably we want to start with, like discussing about social media influence.
Yeah.
Brenda, what are your thoughts in the area of like social media influence?
I think social media influence is actually one of the main for the youngster today.
Why do you say that?
It's higher than even their friends, because it's so easily accessible. Like you mentioned, even like it's just a handful, whatever. Okay. At this age where they are young adults, we don't have a lot of control over them. It must always start from when they were younger. That's why parenting must start as young as they were born, because that is where we don't call it control, but we can guide and lead them since they were younger. Then when they come to this age, right, really not much of control. In fact, I realized that it is sometimes helping them to give them more information and help them with making the right choices. Example, like if we need to do some online shopping, we need to do some review. Correct. We need to search reviews. Which it helps recently, because I've been relying on my children to actually search for review for me when I need to purchase big item for the family. I mean, you all know I changed a lot of big item at home recently. So it's all this that is helping me. So if we use it correctly, it actually value add to our family. So far, I must say that I thank God. So far, they are making good use of this social media that has been provided. But of course, let's be very real here. A lot of young adults or even teenagers can go into websites that we don't encourage. We hope they don't. But how many of us really do know it? We don't know. So it is really our parenting or themselves, how they are influenced or they influence by the peers.
I think that reminds me to
Yeah.
the value systems, values
Yes.
that we have, family values and your own personal beliefs and values that will support in, filtering whatever information that we are receiving from the social media. I think I like what you mentioned also, like, reading up reviews. Yeah, don't just blindly, you
Yeah.
know, accept whatever is out there. There's really so much overwhelming information out there.
Even
Yeah.
choosing a dryer, hate it. It took me 2 weeks.
Yeah. How about you, Anita? How does social media influence affect or play out in your
The
children's, your young
family.
adults' decision
Okay.
making in
I've got very
education?
different kids. I got different spectrum. The twins are they eat, breathe, live social media. Influencers they say correct. And I got the other extreme who's got zero digital footprint. Okay.
Mm,
So the one
Mm.
with zero digital footprint, my firstborn, she relied a lot on what the school has researched for them to make her decision
mm,
to go to uni. She
right.
relied a lot on her own personal comfort zone, meaning that what she's comfortable, the style that a particular university is teaching, and
Mm,
and also she's very much driven by the fact that the end goal for her, for the choice that she made for her career, has nothing to do with the dollar sign because she repels that. For her is that
mm,
she reminded me. She said, "Oh, if I choose this career path, please know,
mm,
it's not going to be landed property and a Ferrari. Okay, it's probably be in Zimbabwe, living in a hut." So for me, on that note, for that girl with zero social media, zero digital footprint is great. Again, back to the what we say is about values.
Mm.
And from day one itself, you set your values. They will push boundaries. So my two social media TikTok queens. Hey,
Oh,
yeah, seriously, man. 7,000 views. Woo!
wow.
Right? TikTok.
Wow.
So they are very much influenced. It is very much influenced by what influencer says. Even the choosing of JC, what people who have gone to that particular JC say
Mm.
about it. Even to the point where influencers have even in Instagram have even said about you must go to a JC with the make sure the color of the uniform suits the tone of your skin. This is real, huh?
Okay, okay.
This is
Interesting.
how
Yeah.
much social media has an
As
influence in
influence.
my
Okay.
twins' life. But again,
Mm.
it's back to values. So I remember the one child went to poly, and what the social media was saying is that, oh, this XYZ poly that you're going to, oh, make sure your clothing is that kind of standard. So she was, at one time we were buying clothes. I said, wow, fashion show, I'll go to school, you know. So there is influence in terms of the career path, the choice they make. And also, I think in this generation, the millenniums, it's more about not so much about a job of how we all our parents time. Oh, must be lawyer, doctor, engineer, accountant, and that kind of thing.
Yes.
For
Yes.
her, for my twins, actually, and also my firstborn, it's all about giving back to the society. It's all about the heart. There must be a cause. When you do a certain when you work, there must be a cause. You must give back. There must be value. And we must go out and protest and So I got no idea what they're gonna do, man, when they grow up. So all I was told is don't expect us to support you. I said, hey, that's fine. I'll use my own CPF.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I
wow.
like what you mentioned about share about your children's the choices that they make, the factors that affect them includes considerations like what are the social cause, how can they give back to the society. I think that is a very good
That's amazing. Very
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
a
Mm.
habit or a belief, a value to inculcate into our
But
Yeah.
children's
okay, I don't know.
factors to consider
Yeah.
in making
I don't know.
choices.
Just to throw a spanner into it, can feed you, man. I don't know. I mean, we are in a business, right, ladies? We are in the business of giving back. We are a social enterprise.
Yeah.
Can feed, man. I don't know. I think as parents,
Jacqueline can relate to you. She
Yeah.
said, my daughter is like
Off,
that.
offline, you can talk about it. Can feed or cannot feed.
yeah. So this one,
Yeah, I think I want to kind of bring it back to whether social enterprises are business as well. So we definitely need to generate income so that we are able to contribute back to the society at
Yeah.
a greater impact and a greater influence. So and that is the driving force, the motivation behind our business, why we do what we do. So yes, it can feed and it will feed and it must feed
of
the
course.
the sphere of influence that we are targeting. Yeah.
You can talk to Jack offline whether can feed or cannot feed. in fact, talking about that, right? It reminds me of those years when we were in a conversation about looking for a career with is passion first or money first, or money
Yeah.
first or passion, right?
Yes.
A lot of youngsters actually have this in mind also. They will go for the passion. They don't think about how much they can make money. It's the
Yeah.
passion. So again, we also ask the same question: Can you can bring food on your table, eh? With this passion? Yeah. So these are the choices that they will be influenced. They will not really think about bringing food on the table first. It is my passion must come first. If I want to be so what Anita, you're right. We are also in a social enterprise. How much money we can bring back, we really know it, right?
Yeah. But
So
it's again, but no, listening also, we know that passion drives you further.
correct.
You will go, you will build it because it's personal instead of working for someone. And when you work for someone, you're working for someone's passion. When you're on their payroll, you're on their payroll for their passion. I mean, okay, maybe some of us do like being IT people and we work for Google. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that passion drives, why we are doing class living, why we're doing VOCA is because we personally believe that women out there needs something we say every month during MEM. There are women out there that need lives to be transformed. So it's a balance.
That's what I like about the
Balance is
youngster. Yeah, they always will include passion.
Yeah.
Unlike some people that I've been speaking to, they have been working for so many years and they drag their feet to work every day.
Yeah.
I think for me
Yeah.
personally, I feel that be it you are working for an
Money or
organization
passion.
or you are an entrepreneur, most important thing, especially for the young adults out there, you are making you have come to a crossroad, where you need to make a decision. Yes, finish your education. Education is important and it's fundamental that it equip you with all the knowledge and the skill sets. And then, like what Brenda has advised, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and parents give them space to make mistakes and be there to support them. And then, remember your passion, work towards your passion, be it in a corporate world or as an entrepreneur. I think visions and missions, will drive you, your passion will drive you. Yeah, so it has to be a balance. If everybody are entrepreneurs, then how are organization going to be run?
Yes.
Yeah, so there must always be a balance, and where your heart leads you, your passion leads you. That's where your gifts and talents are being manifested. Yeah, and being you value add to wherever area that you are working or studying in education or in career choices.
Yes.
Yeah, think about how you can value add to where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really,
Yeah.
really,
I mean that's my own personal thoughts. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I always like to say that go with your heart, never go wrong, because our heart has who? Our heart have a God with us. If we have a God that is in our heart, it will never go wrong. But it's
true.
how you can value add, and then always, I mean, if you really don't know what to do, what is the next step? Talk to parents.
Talk to your parents. If you don't have
Yeah.
that habit of talking to your parents, or you don't have that kind of relationship where you can communicate at that kind of level, then talk to a coach, talk to a mentor, talk to someone who is in that field that you are interested in, be it whichever experts field. Yeah, find someone that are already in that field. Yeah.
Mm.
But don't
So
reach out to social media, okay? Don't put it as a
Mm.
Instagram story post. What should I do after uni? Hello.
You'll be more confused.
Yeah, you'll be more confused.
exercise
Yeah.
wisdom, exercise
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the
sometimes
right source
choice
is
of
very
people that you
important.
seek
yeah,
advice.
Yeah.
the
Go
right
for the
stuff.
right source and right advice. I remember before my son actually was considering to sign on or not, I actually, he went to at least minimum 5 people to ask, the cousin who has signed on, whatever, and then my friends, all this, which I leave it to him because he know what are the questions. I'm not the expert to advise him on that career path, but at least I did my role as a mom to get all these people to give him the advice. And seriously, even with that, he was confused because different people give him different opinion. But at the end of the day, he made his decision and he's happy today.
Yeah.
He's graduating tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think another point I want to add in is, spend some time to write down your strength, your interests, your passion. What do you like to do? What interests you? What draws you? What does your heart telling you? What are your past? What are you good at? What subjects, were you good at? Yeah. So these are all things like, you've gone through, they are not wasted, and it will support you in moving, taking the next step forward. Yeah.
True. Because especially, I mean, I agree with you, Lillian, about writing down what you're. I mean, we can only be true to ourselves. We have certain skill sets and talents. We are not great in everything, but there's something we are good at. And to bring example to this is my eldest daughter knew she was good at certain subjects, especially the sciences, and she followed her heart and did sciences. And now she's in uni, and you can see her assignments and studying was. I mean, we Zoom every day. It's never a struggle. So when we ask her, I'm listening. You know how children are, oh, exam, all the sound. But no, it was because she's doing her passion. So researching it, studying it is not a chore.
Yes.
Likewise,
Yes.
also one of my elder twin, is her passion has been diving. She loves diving. She loves the freedom, and it also pairs to the point of her personality is a type 2 helper, and then she merged that into a study now that will eventually bring her towards diving and helping others, rescue diving. That's what she's passionate about. So I think it's not wrong. I mean, I'm not even embarrassed to tell to people, hey, she's a rescue diver. I think it's so cool, man, because she's not a
Yes, of course.
Thanks for sharing so much. We have really so much to share, but time is running out. So to recap and bring us back to our topic, what is the role of the parents in our young adults' education and career choices? We have mentioned quite a number of points. Yeah, I like what Brenda mentioned. Respect their choices and then give them the space to make mistakes. And Anita also, your in the decision making and all that, you involve in the conversations. Yeah. So the conversations, and we do encourage them to do research. Yeah, don't just depend on social media.
Yeah.
You do your own due diligence in research. Yeah. And then I also added that, to not only just write down your strength, your passion, your skill sets, you understand your own personality, what draws you. You also want to talk to your parents, talk to a mentor, talk to an expert in that field, right? Or in that educational sphere.
Yes.
So these are great tips. I hope, it add value to you. So parents, I hope these are some of the takeaways that you can get from this episode. And before we go, Brenda, this is the last episode for your mini series. Do you want to say something before we wrap up the session?
Complimentary coaching sessions for those who are primary school or secondary school, and if you need some reading, writing, assessment, or parenting tips, meet up with me and click this link. I think it's also in the Facebook page, so that we can connect and really share with each other in our parenting journey. Right?
Yes, do connect with Brenda. So she is really, really very loving and very patient coach. She will listen to your issues and whatever issues that you have, and she will give you. She has a whole toolbox of solutions. Right? Yeah. So for me, I would like to encourage you that if you have any area in your own personal development, you're looking into your personal growth. We have come to the end of the year, and many of us have already started or in the midst of doing our reflections, and then planning ahead for the new year. So if you find that you're struggling with your goals, you're always cannot fulfill and achieve your goals, you're always feeling stuck, you don't know why, you feel confused, yeah, do click on my link Clarity with Lillian, and we can have a chat as well. All right.
Yes,
And above and
yes.
beyond that, Anita, what else do we have?
Oh, we have.
Well, what else we have? Can I? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Women of Courage Asia. December is a Monday rest.
Yes.
Okay. But January again, last Tuesday of January, come and hear Lillian sharing her vision and mission for Women of Courage Asia, and for the very first time, come and hear Brenda's story of courage. The woman has got stories, and you definitely be encouraged. And also,
For the January MEM, I'm going to talk about the unconscious cycle, right? So why are you stuck, and what are some of the self-sabotaging? Why are you, always sabotaging yourself? So yeah, come join us in January
Yes.
Party and Power meeting. Okay,
and also, we also have our class living boot camp that's happening on the 12th to the 14th of March. You do not want to miss this. Okay, small investment for big results.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's all for today's session. So thank you so much again. Congratulations, Brenda. You have completed doing live streaming. So we'll see you again. We're going to take a break.
No, we're not taking
We're
a break.
not going to take a break. Yeah.
We will still see you
will
on
see you
Christmas
on
Eve.
Thursday.
Three of us. Yes, at
Yes,
We
12.
still see you.
Yes.
All right.
We
Bye.
are
Enjoy
going
your lunch.
we're going to have our Christmas together.